2024 Jeep-Avenger versus 2024 Hyundai-Ioniq-6 are both new electric vehicles comparison. The 2024 Jeep-Avenger and 2024 Hyundai-Ioniq-6 are both new electric vehicles on the market, but they target very different drivers. The 2024 Jeep-Avenger starting at $46,266 and the 2024 Hyundai-Ioniq-6 starting at $38,650. Jeep-Avenger. Small, boxy SUV design with Jeep's signature look. Targeted towards drivers who want an electric vehicle with a rugged aesthetic and some off-road capability. Expected range of around 250 miles. Likely to be more affordable than the Ioniq-6. Less cargo space and passenger space than the Ioniq-6. Hyundai Ioniq-6. Sleek, aerodynamic sedan design with a focus on efficiency. Targeted towards drivers who want a long-range, comfortable electric car for everyday driving. Expected range of over 300 miles. Spacious interior with plenty of cargo room. Likely to be more expensive than the Avenger. Here's a quick table to compare the two cars. Feature: Jeep-Avenger. Body style: small. Range: 250 miles EST. Cargo space: less. Passenger space: less. Price: more affordable. Target driver wants a rugged electric SUV. Feature: Hyundai Ioniq-6. Body style: sedan. Range: over 300 miles EST. Cargo space: more. Passenger space: more. Price: more expensive. Target driver wants a long-range, comfortable electric car. Ultimately, the best choice for you will depend on your needs and priorities. If you need a small, affordable SUV with some off-road capability, the Jeep-Avenger is a good option. If you prioritize range, interior space, and a sleek design, the Hyundai Ioniq-6 is a better choice. Jeep-Avenger. Not exactly a friendly name, is it? Perhaps it's because this electric SUV has been sent to avenge the unfavorable star ratings we've given most of Jeep's model lineup over the past few years. But joking aside, the Avenger is a very different proposition to what we're used to seeing from the famous US brand. For starters, it's the first fully electric car in Jeep's 80-odd-year history. It's also pretty small, and doesn't even have four-wheel drive. This is very much a road, rather than off-road, focused small SUV built to rival the likes of the Hyundai Kona Electric, Kia Niro EV, Peugeot E2008 and Smart One. In this review, we'll be finding out whether this rip-up-the-rulebook approach from Jeep has produced a car with broader appeal, i.e. an electric SUV tailored for those who plan to drive on the road rather than tackling the Rubicon Trail. Read on to find out what the Jeep-Avenger is like to drive, how practical it is and how much it will cost you to buy and run. Hyundai has established itself as a leader in electric vehicles, and the Ioniq-6 sedan is a torchbearer for the Korean automaker's sharp design and cutting-edge technology. This stylish EV combines a long driving range with eye-catching looks and lots of features, all at a reasonably attractive price point. It shares many components with the boxier Ioniq 5 SUV but packages them in a sleeker, more aerodynamic shape. Both EVs are recent recipients of our EV of the Year award, with the Ioniq-6 taking the crown for 2023. The Ioniq-6 comes with either rear or all-wheel drive and a choice of two battery packs, the larger of which provides an EPA estimated driving range of 361 miles, a number that beats even the Tesla Model 3. Our real-world results weren't quite as impressive, but the Ioniq-6 is nonetheless a top performer, with fast charging, quick acceleration, and a spacious interior, good enough to earn it a spot. EV motor, power, and performance. The electric Jeep-Avenger is based on the same underpinnings as the Peugeot E2008 and the Vauxhall Mach-E Electric, but it's not just the same car with different bodywork. For starters, the Avenger has a more powerful 154 brake horsepower electric motor, which makes acceleration a little more sprightly and, in our tests, it managed to sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 8.7 seconds. Mind you, that's only in sport mode, when the full 154 brake horsepower is unleashed. In normal mode, which is the default setting, the motor produces 108 brake horsepower, while Eco mode limits power to 81 brake horsepower to help maximize range. Okay, so performance is fairly modest by electric car standards. The Hyundai Kona Electric, the Kia Niro EV and the Smart No. 1 build speed noticeably quicker. However, in normal and sport modes, you'll have no problem keeping pace at motorway speeds. The Avenger's battery has a usable capacity of 50.8 kilowatt-hours and its official range is 245 to 249 miles, depending on the trim level you pick. For some context, Ioniq Electric has an official range of 209 miles and the Kona Electric 48 kilowatt-hours 234 miles. That said, the 65 kilowatt-hour Kona promises 319 miles, while the Smart No. 1 Pro Plus can manage 260 miles officially. The premium version can manage 276 miles. In the real world, you can expect to get between 180 and 220 miles from a full charge in the Avenger, depending on the weather and how quickly you're driving. The Ioniq 6 shares its platform with the Ioniq 5 SUV. Its powertrain mostly mirrors that model's offerings. The base 6 makes 149 horsepower and has a single electric motor powering the rear wheels. Single-motor cars equipped with the long-range battery pack have 225 horsepower. The more expensive 320 horsepower dual-motor versions provide all-wheel drive thanks to front and rear electric motors and come only with the bigger battery. So far, we've tested the RWD long range, which got to 60 miles per hour in 6.2 seconds, and the AWD long range, which was much quicker and sprinted to 60 mph in 4.3 seconds. While the Ioniq 6's ride is smooth and its cabin is well isolated and quiet, its handling is still plenty engaging. Its low center of gravity gives it a planted feel in corners and its steering wheel paddles allow the driver to select different modes of regenerative braking on the fly. Interior, comfort, and cargo. Hyundai has emphasized lounge-like comfort in its Ioniq models so far, and the 6 is no exception. The cabin shows a similarly modern and minimalist aesthetic to the Ioniq 5 and its flat floor aids the feeling of spaciousness inside. As a conventional 4-door sedan, it offers space for 5 across 2 rows of seating. Hyundai has gone to great lengths to ensure a quiet cabin, with several layers of sound-deadening material sandwiched between the floor and the carpeting. The cargo area inside the trunk may not rival that of a hatchback or crossover, but the rear seats fold to expand the space back there. Cheery. That's probably the best way to describe the Jeep-Avenger's interior. The unpretentious design is packed with clever touches and there's enough color to make the interiors of rivals, such as the MG ZS EV and the Vauxhall Mach-E Electric, seem positively dour. Indeed, despite the interior being dominated by hard and scratchy plastics, the optional colored bar on the dashboard helps make it a perfectly pleasant and inoffensive place to sit. That said, it's nowhere near as plush as the BYD Atto 3 or the stunning and leather-filled interior of the Smart No. 1. Visibility is mostly impressive, thanks to the relatively tall side windows and thin front window pillars. The view over your shoulder isn't quite as impressive, due to wide rear window pillars, but standard rear parking sensors help to make parking a doddle. For even more assistance, range-topping Summit adds sensors on the front and sides, and a rear-view camera. Summit trim also adds blind spot monitoring, helping to further negate the thick pillars.